Social.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. This meeting is being held in accordance with the public laws of 1975, Chapter 231. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, the Star Ledger, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the municipal website. OPMA authorizes municipalities to conduct public meetings through the use of streaming services and other online meeting platforms. The Red Bank Council is meeting in person, as well as providing an option for the public to participate via Zoom video meetings. Please note that the option to attend is being provided as a courtesy. Therefore, if Zoom becomes unavailable during the meeting and cannot quickly be fixed, Council will continue with the remainder of the meeting. For those joining us via Zoom, please raise your hand during designated times to be recognized for a comment. Whether you are appearing in person or via Zoom, you must provide your name to be recognized. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All please, Mary.
Councilmember Bonatakis. Here. Councilmember Cassidy.
Present.
Councilmember Facey Blackwood. Here. Councilmember Forrest.
Present.
Councilmember Janone.
Present.
Deputy Mayor Trigiano. Here. And Mayor Portman.
Here. We have a few proclamations today, but we're going to start with the ones for our four-legged friends so they can carry on with their evening frolicking in the yard. So, first up is National Dog Day. Whereas National Dog Day is a celebration of all dogs, mixed breed and pure. Founded in 2004 by pet advocate Colleen Page, the day was created not only to honor dogs for their companionship, loyalty, and bravery, but also to raise awareness about the large number of dogs that need to be rescued every year. The day calls attention to dogs in shelters, the importance of adoption, and issues like puppy mills, breed-specific legislation, and animal cruelty. From service dogs and working dogs to family and pets and strays, National Dog Day embraces them all. And whereas National Dog Day is held on August 26th every year. The date was chosen to commemorate the day Colleen Page's family adopted her first dog when she was 10 years old. It's a fixed date, which means it falls on different days of the week each year. In 2025, it will be on a Tuesday. People celebrate in many ways, from adoption events and dog-themed fundraisers to sharing stories and photos online. And whereas dogs do so much for us, they offer companionship, reduce stress, assist people with disabilities, serve in search and rescue, and even help detect health issues. Yet millions of dogs are abandoned, abused, or euthanized each year due to neglect, overbreeding, or lack of resources. National Dog Day shines a light on these realities while celebrating the joy dogs bring. It's about respect, responsibility, and making a difference one paw at a time. Now, therefore, I, William Portman, Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, on behalf of the Council, by the powers vested in me, do hereby proclaim August 26, 2025 as National Dog Day in the Borough of Red Bank. And by doing so, I encourage all citizens to celebrate with our furry friends. We have one more proclamation declaring September to be National Service Dog Month. Whereas we believe in the joyful, transformative power of the human canine bond and inclusivity of all citizens. And whereas in the United States, 70 million adults have a disability and only 16,000 service dogs from accredited training programs exist nationwide, and the need is growing. And whereas in the United States, 70 million adults have a disability, and we repeated that one. And whereas Canine Companions created the service dog for people with physical disabilities 50 years ago in 1975, creating a new kind of support for disability. And whereas Canine Companions is a nonprofit organization that enhances the lives of people with disabilities by providing expertly trained service dogs and ongoing support to ensure quality partnerships free of charge. And whereas Canine Companions and their service dogs empower people with disabilities to lead life with greater independence by providing best-in-class training, ongoing follow-up services, and a deeply committed community of support. And whereas National Service Dog Month aims to educate our community about the benefits of service dogs and the laws protecting their handlers. And whereas the Borough of Red Bank, New Jersey continues to work toward becoming an inclusive community in which all citizens and their trained service dogs are embraced. Now, therefore, in recognition of service dogs and the adults and children with disabilities in our community, I, Mayor William Portman, do hereby proclaim September to be National Service Dog Month. I encourage all citizens to celebrate service dogs and be respectful of the right to safe access in our community afforded to the adults, children, and veterans who lead more independent lives because of their assistance.
Mayor, can I say something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we have some representatives from the Animal Welfare Committee. Our chair, Paul Parado, is in the chair. I wanted to read a letter on behalf of the Board of Trustees of Lunch Break that they were able to donate the Animal Welfare Committee 1,836 pounds of pet food to our lunch break in our town. So excited about that. And also, here is the Girl Scout Troop 60625, and they, through the charter school Girl Scouts, donated a lot of that food, so I wanted to recognize them. They're in the audience today. And it's not just dogs, it's for cats too. I just want to get that.
So the real reason we did this is so I have an excuse to meet some more dogs. So if you brought a dog, why don't you bring them on up? We have a certificate for your dog, just. Now, who's this? Not.
None has their own Instagram.
Okay, it's the first one. Oh, you have Bella there.
Oh my God.
Nugget knows Nugget's getting something from us. Thanks.
Yes. Fine, I'll stay on my.
And we have a full resolution. And I have a. Thank you very much.
Getting treats.
Scout get a certificate. Would Scout have survived?
That's totally spaced. Yeah.
This.
She brings his whole family.
I know, right?
So I looked up and there was no one here.
Naked gun movie. Julia.
You said you were sorry for Sean.
It's pretty funny.
We got a problem.
Yes.
We have one final proclamation we're doing tonight. Actually, Rakesh Shah is unable to attend one more time, so we're gonna catch him in September. But we have a proclamation for International Overdose Awareness Day. Whereas each year we lose thousands of people from drug overdose globally, some survive but suffer permanent injury with devastating impact to their families and friends. And whereas the borough of Red Bank is not immune, you may have seen it, it has happened to people around you. Tomorrow it could happen to someone you love. This is not an invisible issue. And whereas International Overdose Awareness Day provides an opportunity for us to reflect on practical ways to prevent overdose in our community. Overdose is preventable. Knowing the real facts about drugs and what to do when you see someone experiencing an overdose does save lives. International Overdose Awareness Day events that aim to educate our communities about drugs can really help. Now, therefore, I, William Portman, Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, on behalf of the council, by the powers vested in me, do hereby proclaim August 2025 as International Overdose Awareness Day in the Borough of Red Bank, and by doing so, making our citizens aware of this devastating situation. Nora, you want to come up and? Yeah. You're welcome to stay if you brought your furry friends, and you're welcome to leave also. You don't have to stick around. We're not going to revoke your good certificate. So, but we love having you if you want to hang out. Okay, can I have a motion to open the floor for public comment on agenda items only?
I'll make such a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the floor is yours, just for agenda items only. There'll be other public comment at the end where you can bring up any topic you want, but if there's anything on the agenda you'd like to discuss, now is the time. Yes. Maybe still have to go to the.
Stay there.
No. Yeah,
Keep changing.
Just to keep it spicier.
That's the most reliable spot.
Right.
Okay.
There you
Hi, my name is Amy Goldsmith. I live at 16 Locust Avenue. The agenda items that I wanted to bring up is one, thank you for doing the construction dust ordinance. I think it's a good thing, and there's a lot of ordinances being passed around the state. So thank you for doing that. The other is thank you for doing a resolution about Nessie, which is the pipeline that has been denied. I think we're up to 3 times, but New York made a deal for offshore wind in exchange for building a pipeline. Happens to be this one that's been denied 3 times, and it's going to go through Raritan Bay. We don't want it, we don't need it, and it's not going to be for power or fueling New Jersey. It's just going to go right to New York. So we shouldn't be destroying our state for the sake of somebody else, especially when we don't need the power and we don't need the gas. So thank you very much for doing that. You did that before, and I think it was 2019. And I appreciate you stepping up again, in part because on September 9th, there's going to be a rally in Port Monmouth. And if there is somebody who is available from the town in official capacity to come and speak in support of the grassroots movement along that pipeline route, to lend your support, that would be great. And there is a
Here, Ben, for that. Yeah.
and for that.
Yeah.
And then the next day is a hearing. So we want to encourage people to turn out for the hearing. And I could get more details, as well as if there's anybody in the community or any other officials who would want to submit comments. The public comment period is through September 15th. I just wanted to let you know, but thank you very much for doing that. It's important to show solidarity with the grassroots groups who have been fighting tirelessly to stop this pipeline. And again, they've won many times, and the governor is not inclined to deny it. So that's very disappointing to us, but cheers to you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else have any comments on agenda items? Yes.
Very much.
So you read it. There you go.
Love to see it. Thank you very much. I'm Marta Young with Clean Water Action, live at 31 Seagull Lane in Lincraft. I want to start off by just saying thank you very, very much for being leaders in the plastic reduction campaigns. The amount of ordinances and resolutions you all have passed between the Climate Superfund resolution, the bag ban before it became a bag ban. We now have 25 skip the stuff ordinances, and I want to thank you for putting the dust ordinance on the agenda. This will be the 18th ordinance for the dust, which just reduces all of the microplastics that are affecting our health. You know, plastic has been tied to, you know, numerous cancers, to breast cancer, to testicular cancers, to lung issues, to heart diseases. They're finding the weight of a plastic spoon's worth of plastic in our brains. And this also ties into another resolution I would love you guys to think about, which is extended producer responsibility, which puts the responsibility on the producers. ExxonMobil, same people who you might have filled your car up, is the largest producer of plastic polymers. 99% of all plastic comes from 99% of all plastic comes from petrochemicals. And, you know, there's 16,000 different chemicals that make up plastic. Only 6% are globally regulated, which is baffling. And over 4,200 of those are known to be toxic to our health. So reducing any sort of plastic that we come in contact with is beneficial. And the EPR puts the burden on the manufacturer to reduce packaging and reduces toxics. So I would love to chat with you more about that one. There's now 3 other towns that have passed EPR resolutions, and it's growing in the Senate and State House. But again, thank you very much for everything that you're doing, for being a leader. The dust ordinance is fabulous, so we're not all breathing in all those toxic plastics. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Bella has something.
Mind I stand,
Yeah, that's fine. There you go.
yeah, so that way you can see me, because she wanted to thank you personally for everything you're doing here, and she really appreciates it. Don't you?
And just state your name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Her name is Bella. My name is Brian Thompson. We both live at 5 View Court in Monmouth Beach, and she's just very happy to be in Red Bank. Matter of fact, it's like her second home. She goes to Pins and Feathers to get her grooming done.
Oh, very nice.
On there, and so we're constant visitors here. I did want to mention a couple things that are on your agenda as well. Certainly with the construction dust ordinance, a dozen towns passed this since we Monmouth Beach first passed it a year ago. This is instant microplastics. We all know, not just in our brains, as Marta pointed out, but in our reproductive organs as well. Our sperm counts are down for men. Women are passing it through their placenta into babies, microplastics. This is a horrendous problem that's building. Some people have called it the new asbestos. And there are warning signs on that. The research is really still in its infancy. And I fear for all of us, quite frankly, and our children, by all of the plastics that we are absorbing. So any step we can take is beyond great. So I applaud you for that, being one of roughly 13 towns that have led this way. And we are also working on getting the state legislature to pass a statewide dust containment law. And we may be calling on you as well to influence your legislators who represent Red Bank. I believe that's Senator Gopal, is it not? And his 2 Assemblywoman, Donlin and Peter Paul. Thank you. The other thing I'll simply say is on Nessie, the one thing that is often overlooked, I think, is when they dig that trench, they have already, the Transco has already shown that they will be disturbing a lot of toxic substances that have settled there over the years, coming from the Upper Harbor, whether it's PCBs from the General Electric plant up in Albany, whether it's Agent Orange from the Oxy plant in Newark, which has created a super fund on the Raritan River, or any of the previous industrial uses, and as well as the sewage discharges. And when that gets disturbed in a tidal river like the Navesink, what do you think happens with a storm? It comes up, tide goes down and leaves behind a residue, which is definitely not good for your dogs who might eat grass like my Bella does, or your people who play in the grass or on the riverbank or go swimming or fishing. And I think that scary aspect of what that pipeline will do, the construction, is often overlooked. So it's all in there in the Transco report. So thank you very much. Thank you for your leadership. I love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments on agenda items only? Anyone online, Jim?
Yes, sir.
No? Anyone else? Okay, can I have a motion to close the public comment on agenda items only?
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve the minutes from 8/14/2025?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Moving right along, ordinance, this is the final reading and public hearing for ordinance 2025-26 entitled an ordinance amending chapter 680 vehicles and traffic to revise time limited parking and drop off zone regulations in proximity to 273 Shrewsbury Avenue. This ordinance was introduced on August 14th, 2025. Can I have a motion to open the public comment on this ordinance only?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone have any comments on this ordinance in particular? Anyone online, Jim?
No, sir.
Have a motion to close the public comment for ordinance 2025-26.
So moved.
Second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, can I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-26?
So moved.
Have a second?
Thanks.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bonnetakis.
Yes.
Councilmember Cassidy.
Yes.
Councilmember Tracy Blackwood. Yes. Councilmember Forrest.
Yes.
Councilmember Janot.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Tridiana.
Yes.
And Mayor Portman.
Yes. We didn't get your dog a good pup certificate, Mary. We have to do that. I apologize. Next up is the final reading and public hearing for ordinance 2025-27 entitled an ordinance creating new chapter 303 construction dust control to require containment of construction dust and microplastics. This ordinance was introduced on August 14th, 2025. Can I have a motion to open the public comment on this ordinance only?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone have anything to bring up about this ordinance? No? Anyone online, Jim? No? Have a motion to close the public comment for ordinance 2025-27. There you go. Well timed, Bella. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-27?
Speak it out, Nancy.
It's
Yes.
I'll second it.
All right, roll call, please.
Nancy has laryngitis.
Councilmember Bonnetakis.
Yes.
Councilmember Cassidy.
Yes.
Councilmember Tracy Blackwood.
Yes.
Councilmember Forrest.
Yes.
Councilmember Janot.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Tridiana.
Yes.
And Mayor Portman.
Yes. Does anyone need to pull anything off the consent agenda for resolutions, or can we do them all together? Right, and we do have a late add-on there, the one that we were just speaking about, the
No.
Nessie pipeline. We can do,
State that I introduced the 2019 Nessie resolution. And I actually spoke at the rally at Marine Park back then, so
And I believe this is a similar resolution, just updated a little bit.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, can I have a motion? Hold on, Nancy, you wanna?
183.
Oh, yeah, actually, you know what, you're right, let's, before we do the resolutions, thank you, Shauna, can you come up here for a sec? I'm gonna just ask Shauna to, explain 25-183, which is a resolution referring to the planning board, a proposed resolution determining block 39, lot 31, and block 1, lot 1, an area in need of rehabilitation.
And just for the public's sake, Shauna is our Director of Community Development.
Hi, everyone.
hi.
Good afternoon. So I'm here today to just kind of give some background and just the purpose of rehabilitation designation and just the thought of why these lots were considered. So just to begin, the borough was approached by a developer who is interested in developing a project located at 26-28 Shrewsbury Avenue, which is block 39, lot 31. The project consists of low-rise development featuring rentals and for sale units. Along with the proposed developments, there would be an access easement for waterfront access by the public that's going to be granted to the borough. The developer also agreed that they would renovate that site, so creating a mini river walk has always been a goal of the borough. So they have agreed to pay for that and actually create the walkway leading to that waterfront. So based on the project scope, it was discussed that the designation of the site as an area in need of rehabilitation, would be a benefit to the borough's planning goals and create a welcoming site across the bridge into the municipality. Additionally, the site is adjacent to the borough's existing rehab area. After further consideration about the rehab designation for other areas adjacent to the existing rehab areas, I had looked into including block 1, lot 1, which is 80 Rector Place. And that was only because the site struggles with the history of code enforcement issues. It's being underutilized. It's been vacant for several years. It's greatly deteriorating, and there's just been interested activities, but no further push to getting that site developed.
This is the former gas station?
Yes, it is. The site was also included in the borough's master plan, small areas plan, as a priority area for the municipality since it is a gateway into the borough. Although there's no interested persons that has reached out to the borough about potential development of the site, in my professional opinion, I believe that inclusion of the site as a rehabilitation area would advance our Route 35 Gateway Small Areas Plan, which can be found again in greater detail in the borough's master plan. So the rehab designation, for those who are not familiar with it, an area in need of rehabilitation designation is a tool the municipalities use to encourage improvement to an area showing signs of decline or disinvestment. And so the local redevelopment and housing law empowers municipalities to undertake redevelopment without using eminent domain or the long-term tax exemption, which is a pilot. An area must meet at least one of the 6 criteria in order to be considered an area in need of rehabilitation. Number 1, simply deterioration or substandard condition. Number 2, more than half the housing stock is 50 years or older. Number 3, pattern of vacancy or underutilization. 4, persistent arrearage of property tax payments. 5, environmental contamination. 6, water and sewer infrastructure is 50 years or older. The designation is initiated by the governing body, you all, when they approve a resolution referring the planning board to review a proposed designation resolution, which is resolution 25-183. Once the planning board reviews the proposed resolution, then it can recommend to council to approve the proposed resolution for the designation of rehabilitation. I know it's a lot of like proposed resolution, then the actual resolution.
So what
It's
you're
very,
saying is if we pass this tonight, it would be a cursory step
yes,
towards, so we would pass this and then it would go to the planning board.
Yes,
And the
correct.
planning board would decide whether or not this lines up with,
that is correct.
right? And then it would go back to us.
Yes, and it would go back to you for formal approval. Okay, so the reason why there has been no notice is because for rehab designation, you don't need formal notice. And there also does not need to be a formal investigation like you would for redevelopment plan.
And why is that?
Well,
Is it because it's less intensive?
it's less intensive.
It's less
again,
serious?
Yes, it is serious, not less
Okay.
serious, but it is a serious, but it's also easier way for municipalities to help create investment into a site without the long drawn out process that rehabilitation usually takes. We just taken a rehab designation and redevelopment, sorry, designation, and you saw how long that took. That took a lot of community engagement from the very start. We had to, do the entire study, which took some time, and that had to go before the planning board, and then it went before you guys, and then we had to create the plan. So that's a very long, drawn out process. And also with the rehab, with the redevelopment, that can include the tax, the 30-year tax abatement or exemption. This is just a 5-year. If it's granted and someone applies for tax abatement, then it's just a 5-year tax abatement, which is just a simple form that they go to the tax assessor and fill out, and they're granted a 5-year tax abatement. With the pilot, that has to go before council. That's a lot of negotiations. It's a lot more intense. So that's why
Mention, so the 5-year tax abatement isn't all the taxes. The first year is 20%, second year is 40, the third year is 60, and it steps up. So under the rehab zone, it doesn't abate the taxes entirely for 5 years, it steps up. And the idea is if you invest money into the property, then you can use that abatement to get over the initial hump of your capital investment. So I'm sorry to interrupt you, but.
No, you're good. Thank you.
you.
Thank you. So again, as we've just discussed, that this is why this application, it's not a planning board or zoning board, but this is why this resolution is before you. Yes, there was an interested person, developer that came before us, and we've had extensive conversation with them to even redesign what they brought for us. Because what they brought was not sufficient enough, and it didn't serve the public as we would like. And so,
Which property are you talking about?
this is for the 26-28,
Not gas station.
not gas station, Shrewsbury Avenue. It's the parking lot right next to the Red Bank Marina. So they approached us. We had several discussions, and because of, again, the proximity to the existing rehab area, it made sense to include it into that existing rehab area. And then the afterthought was also including the former because of how it's just been stagnant for all these years. We've all wanted, to see something happen there, and it's just one deal after another falls through for whatever reasons.
I have a question for you.
Hmm.
I was reading Red Bank Green this morning. Brian wrote an article about this. Is there an application to turn that gas station property into a parking lot?
Yes, that is true. Yes, someone has, so currently, I believe Colony House is using the parking lot temporarily for their parking for their tenants. That was a temporary agreement, not a temporary, but that was a temporary development permit approval, which expires after 6 months. So they, because of how long the construction is going to take for the B&A site, they need to extend that 6 months into maybe 2-3 years. I don't know how long it's probably going to take for them to be able to get back their parking. In order to do that, then they need to submit a development permit application to do a site plan to create the parking needed for that's to help assist them with the parking shortage that they have currently. So that's why that application is before, will go before the zoning board because it's not a permitted use. So it's only a temporary fix.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Permanently going to be,
It's a temporary thing.
yeah. And it's all because of like the situation that Colony House is going through right now.
Yeah, they don't want to turn it into a permanent.
Right, that's correct.
Okay.
I have a couple questions. Now, first on a director.
Mhm.
Remind me just a little red bag history. I believe that wasn't part of the area needed rehabilitation because it previously had an approval, which is no longer
Yes.
present. That removal was then revoked in between. Can you just give a little bit of that history? Because it would have been probably included in the original.
Right,
However, because there had been that approval in place, it was carved out.
yes, that's correct.
That was
Well, that was before my time, so that was,
That's correct, right? It's the Hampton Hotel.
that's from what my understanding of the history of it, but that was before I started working. So you'd know more, Dave, about that, because that was when you were on the planning board. But yes, that kind of what may have been the reasons why it was carved out, was because that prior approval. However, the hotel never happened.
And that approval's revoked now, so it's.
Yeah.
It's an unapproved property. Now, Shrewsbury, when they come before the planning board, will the developer have a presentation to be made, or will it be considered sans as to why? I'm just curious about the process, whether or not they would be part of that, or they wouldn't because it's only a proposal.
So after this, if the planning board decides to recommend the designation and council decides to move forward with the designation, then a redevelopment plan will be made, even though it's
Rotation plan?
even though it's not a rehab, not a redevelopment area, it's still called a redevelopment plan.
Just to confuse people
Yes.
even more.
Yeah, we're getting layers
Yeah.
upon layers.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for Saxum. So Saxum is in a rehabilitation area.
Right.
And we adopted a redevelopment plan for that project, and that's what's being built now. It's the same thing that would happen here if everything is approved, is that a redevelopment plan will be created for the site,
Even though it's a
even
rehabilitation.
though it's a rehabilitation area.
So there's more control over it,
Yes,
is what you're saying.
yes.
The borough is more empowered.
Because after we go through the same process how we went through with just creating the last redevelopment plan, we went through extensive community back and forth at the planning board level. That
Got
was
the whole
like,
story off of
yeah,
it.
that was like 3 meetings that we went back and forth with, and just to make sure that not only the planning board was happy, but the overall public was happy. So, and I'm pretty sure the developers were not happy with it. But we finally got to something that was satisfactory to hopefully everyone. So now we're going to be at that stage for this site. Should the resolution get approved.
And just to confirm too, I think it was 2017 where the borough had included like 217 other parcels.
Yes,
in area rehabilitation as well,
that's correct.
which is, these two are adjacent to.
That is correct.
Yeah, Ben.
I just want to make sure I understand a couple things. So it's the borough and the planning department that have decided this is something we should examine and look at and send to the planning board for review. And then recommending me.
Yes, yes. So based on my professional opinion as a professional planner, I am recommending to council to approve this resolution and refer it to the planning board and to approve the resolution designating the site.
And I take it, Mr. Gant, that the manager, you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Sean and I have met on this several times.
Right.
To discuss, you know, for me particularly, I think because we have the Shrewsbury Avenue Streetscape project in the pipeline for a, probably bad choice of words.
I was about to say,
In the works,
choose your language.
yeah, in the works, for the borough that's been approved for several years, but working under that TAP grant takes a long time to get things moving. But I think that whole corridor, that Shrewsbury corridor, is going to be particularly enhanced. And I think that having a current blighted area, you know, at the foot of that is
Talking about the gas station with the environmental issues?
gas station, the abandoned, unused, underutilized parking lot. I think that it's only gonna help that corridor become the gateway to Red Bank anyway.
And I just want to make sure this is different than what's happened over the trains. There's no potential or possibility of a pilot.
No, you cannot, under rehabilitation designation, you cannot give a pilot.
And I just want to make sure I understand. So this is the beginning of a process where residents in the area, people in Red Bank can go to the planning board and come here again even and say whether they like it or don't like it, or
Right.
so do that, right? This is going to be a process here with several steps.
That is correct.
This is the beginning of it. I just want to make sure I completely understand it, because I don't serve on the planning board unlike some of my colleagues, and I don't have formal training in that, so it's a lot of detail here, and a lot of language is confusing.
It is. They did not make it easy when they came up with these laws.
I just want to make sure, Yvonne, and I do appreciate the time that you both spent on the phone explaining some of this to me this afternoon. That concludes my questions, Mr. Mayor.
Will you pop your mic off there, Ben?
We don't comment now.
No, you're on resolutions right now.
Yeah, Mr. Resolutions, so you know.
All right, but I'd like to, if we can give an opportunity, if there's folks that have, while we have Shauna here,
Make
can
a
we?
motion to open the floor for public comment.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, because you have someone online too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, can I make a quick motion to open the floor for public comment?
I'll make that motion. Or you?
Mr. Mayor, specific to 25-183 at this time.
Thanks, specific to, yes, this resolution that we're discussing. Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Sean, are you okay to take some questions?
Sure.
Maybe has somebody online.
Hey, Mayor, it's Craig Dolan, 34 John Street. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can hear you, Craig.
I'm calling in from the Dallas airport, thanks to the FAA. Can't get their act together at Newark. But I just had a question for Shauna. I was a bit confused when you were talking about the 5-year tax abatement. Mr. Cannon referenced that it would help the developer get over the hump of building something. Was that in reference to the parking lot where the gas station was, or reference to the property by the Galleria? Because you stated that that person was interested in making a parking lot, so it doesn't seem like there'd be a very big hump to get over to offset their capital building.
I think let me take a shot at that, Greg. The parking lot that we're talking about there, I think is kind of separate from a development agreement, right? I mean, we're just talking about putting in some temporary parking so the residents at the Colony House have a place to put their vehicles while that construction is going on over there.
Right, but that applicant is not requesting the 5-year tax abatement. That's not on the table at all. The only
Yeah, the tax.
discussion about the 5-year tax abatement is related to 26-28 Shrewsbury Avenue, which is
By the, okay,
Galleria.
by the Galleria.
Yes.
Right, okay. I just wanted to make sure we weren't giving a tax abatement for someone to just pave a parking lot, because that doesn't seem like a very big
enough.
capital hurdle to get over.
Fair enough, Greg.
Thank you for clarification.
All right, travel safe.
I think another clarifying thing here is that the tax abatement is on the improvements only.
Right.
It's not on the current assessment, it's only on the improvements that they make to the property. So, and that goes for anybody in the current rehab area, not just these two properties. It's what was already passed in 2017 as well.
Yes, that's correct.
So over 200 parcels.
Yeah.
Over 200 parcels that are currently in the rehabilitation zone that sit adjacent to this parcel that we're discussing.
That's correct. So if anyone that's within that area today decides that they want to make improvements to the site, they can go to the tax assessor and get the form from them and request for the 5-year taxes abatement.
Anyone else have any questions about this, while we have the floor open? No? Okay. Then can I have a motion to close the public? comment?
I'll make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Shona?
Thank you, everyone. Have a great Labor Day weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
So, can I have a motion to approve 25-80 through 25-188 on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bonatakis,
Yes.
Councilmember Cassidy.
Yes.
Councilmember Facey Blackwood. Councilmember Forrest.
Yes.
Councilmember Janelle.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Trigiano
Yes.
and Mayor Portman.
Yes. Can I have a motion to open the floor for public question and comment?
I'll make such a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, this public comment is for anything that's on your mind, does not have to be on the agenda. Yeah, come on up.
Hey, good evening, folks. Charles Janjigian, 165 Spring Street. I'm gonna quickly open my talk about, I want to say thank you to Red Bank, and you all did a great job with the drainage system on Boat Club Lane. Have a picture of what was and what is, except I ran out of copy paper. But either way, you can pass that around. And they did a great job. And the last time I was here, I also talked about the crosswalks on Maple Ave. And those also were taken care of. And I'm very happy to see that. I feel safer crossing the street. And I think a lot of pedestrians do. For some reason, drivers do not pay attention to signs that say crosswalk. That's that. Let me see. Okay, so Marine Park, that's always on my mind. Again, drainage, liability, and apparently the hammock has become a big issue too. Is what is that hammock going to be used for? There's a lot of concern about, I don't want to get too deep into this, about the homeless folks, about the cleanliness. So again, the hammock is a big issue you're gonna have to think about. And finally, there is a lot of development happening in this town. We are putting more and more and more into it. And my concern is this, the waste management, is it gonna be on Delisa or is it gonna be private? All these new buildings, for instance, I'm close to called the Azalea. Anybody familiar with that on Harding Ave? Building?
Yep.
Is that gonna be private?
Yes.
Waste? That's all private. Right?
They have to arrange for their own waste.
They have to, so as long as that's addressed, it's, you know, because Delisa is already stretched. They're not happy. I know a bunch of their drivers and whatnot. So that's something that we have to make sure we have covered, is that those new developments have to have their own trash. And beyond that, I just want to say again, thank you. We got a lot done, and that's good, because the last time I left this meeting on my way home, I got 30 seconds left, I was chastised by members of the community. What are you doing here? Why, I mean, like, why'd you bother going? They don't, I know the expletives were used here last week. I want to use those same. But either way, again, I came to the meeting, we talked and whatnot, and we got a lot done, and that's that. And so I will also continue, though, badgering somebody about Marine Park. All right, thank you very much.
On that microphone too. Thank you. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Yes, in the back. Mr. Poku, yes, Mr. Poku.
Hit the button. Good evening, Mayor and Council. William
Just turn
Poku.
that microphone on, sir. There you go, thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening, Mr. Poku.
William Poku, 90 Bank Street. Just maybe a minor clarification. Within the minutes and some word about pollution, which I think is probably just a minor mistake that probably needs to be. If someone can take a look at it.
Mary's pulling it up right now. Take a quick look.
Was it, Mr. President, was it during the public comments on agenda
Yes.
items, or was it during the public portion for any topic, comments on any topic?
I'm sorry, one or the other, but anyway, it is in there, and I don't think the word intended was pollution, probably.
Population?
Yes. Exactly, that's.
Oh, it says it here, population.
Right. I will correct that, sir.
Oh, yeah, I said, yeah.
I see.
Oh, yeah, population should be, yep.
I will change it.
All right, so the clarification is that as the prior speaker informed this gathering, that there are some that believe that people come out and speak and then nothing happens, you know. And someone had expletives in the previous what you call an engagement. But the last time that I came before the council, I basically was saying that there was something missing. And that it was basically noticed that I do have standing to challenge that ordinance that was passed. And I just received the affidavit of publication. Maybe Mary can say a word on that. I did receive an affidavit of application, which basically starts the timeline for challenging the ordinance that was passed that I was commenting on. But essentially, it will provide an opportunity for those in the public that believe that they were probably at the receiving end of lectures and presentations, and people like Dan Reed, okay, before the mayor and council, and made some statements concerning what his concerns were. And I've also expressed the concern that we've engaged Peter Bond Temple, you know, to help us formulate something that is an alternative to what has been proposed. Essentially, my proposal is that we build 480 affordable and have 20% of that for luxury, which is the opposite of basically what has been proposed. Because basically what we've done by proposing that ordinance is promising that something is going to happen, but we're in the fourth round. Okay, when we first started, the first round, second round, municipalities are basically fought the whole contention of producing affordable housing, and Red Bank is a big magnet. You know, it essentially started as an affordable place. When I first joined Bell Labs, I could have, with my wife, both of us engineers, we could have lived in Homedale, Lumsden, but we came together. It was affordable, and I think we want to keep on with that for the future. You know, like I said, the last time I hear that if Ben Forrest was trying to get into Red Bank today, he couldn't afford it. And there's so many other folks cannot afford it. And that's will be the challenge. And I basically would want to encourage all of you, mayor and council, to join the NAACP. So that the next time they're voting, they can be as the president. You know, you have and if I do get voted as the president again, then you're probably gonna have to keep on listening to me with this same thing about proposing affordable housing. Thank you.
I get the feeling, Mr. Poku, whether you are elected or not, you're gonna keep on coming and letting us know how you feel about it.
Definitely,
Yes.
because I truly feel that we're all doing the same thing. We want a Red Bank that's livable for us and our children. You know, so whatever it is that I'm doing, I mean, it's in the interest of the next generation. Because us, all of you live very well, but when it comes down to reducing my taxes and my assessment, I have the skills, ability to do that. I've demonstrated that many, many times. So Red Bank and the NAACP do need me. I don't need them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Anyone on? Yes, I see a couple hands back there. Sir, we'll have you come on up. Yeah. Amy talked already. She can wait a minute to talk.
Look at stuff.
Oh, actually, it was on here.
No, you off again.
There you go.
Okay. Peter Smith, 27 Evergreen Towers, Red Bank. I moved there like a year ago, so past couple weeks, they fixed the sidewalks there, they painted lines in the parking lot. They did a little paving there, painted the yellow lines, it looks pretty nice over there. Anyway, so that's very good about that anyway, so you know about that. I know he talked about housing. I don't know if you knew this, but I told Kate one time, they're trying to build 340 houses on, it's like a 340 house development off 520 in Lincroft, right across from Half Mile Road. It's supposed to be 360, I think, units going in there. It's supposed to be apartments with a Starbucks. I don't know if you knew that about that already.
Right. Well, it's not a Red Bank project.
I thought maybe you just like to know about it anyway.
You hit the button.
I thought maybe you just like to know about what was going on over there, right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
We have to talk about it, yeah.
Okay.
You have to probably just, look it up online and see
Yeah, I
the
know.
latest.
Well, 'cause I still go, but I used to still hear things saying, okay, thank you very much for that. You get along very well. I've been to Middletown Board of Education meetings, they start yelling, screaming at one another. Well, no.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm happy you kept your promise and came to one of the meetings.
Yes.
See you around.
Amy, did you?
I appreciate it.
Amy Goldsmith, 16 Locust Avenue. I'm also, I think most of us know, I'm also the state action. I just wanted to let people know, I know that the mayor knows that knows that we've been moving forward on state legislation on climate superfund, which is to make sure that we bring money to the state. We're estimating about $50 billion from oil and gas, big oil and gas, not the gas stations. It's not going to change the price at your pump. And bring those resources here to make sure that we have resilient infrastructure. And so Red Bank passed an ordinance, I mean, not an ordinance, but a resolution in support of climate superfund. And I don't know if the date is quite set, but I know that the mayor's preference was September 8th to do an event here in Red Bank with Senator Vin Gopal and to be able to continue to promote the need for climate superfund. I was just in Atlantic City yesterday with council members and others to speak to this issue. So I just wanted to let you know that it will be firmed up, and we want to encourage other council members and also climate activists from the community to come out to the press event and rally in support of climate superfund. We have 50 towns that have passed resolutions, and we have 50 legislators who have become co-sponsors. So we're well on our way, and we hope to get it over the finish line before the end of this term and get the governor to sign it. So I just wanted to let you know, and we'll give you more details. And thank you, Mayor, for getting to participate.
Thank you.
We are all about making polluters pay here. For people that don't know, that legislation already passed and it's in effect in New York State. So if New York can have it, so can New Jersey, and I'll be sure to also connect our friends at Climate Revolution Action Network so they can join us here in Red Bank as well. Thank you.
Jim, anyone online? Anyone else have a question or comment on anything that's on your mind? Netflix, whatever. I meant just the show. I don't mean the development, just, this is the public comment now. All right, can I have a motion to close the public comment?
Make such a motion, Mr.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Christina, what do you got for us?
Well, first I would just like to say Nancy had to step out, but thank you to her work and other folks on the environmental actions tonight. It's very much appreciated, and also great to see thanks to the folks who came out to speak to those as well, because it's helpful to understand that people are watching and that you're supportive of that. It's really nice to see. News from me, I would just mention that the Historic Preservation Commission is ready at their next meeting to present to that commission a final draft of the historic design guidelines. So those are guidelines that will be the objective tool when they're evaluating proposals within the historic districts or historic sites within town. But it's also just a really beautiful document full of images throughout the town as examples of historic architecture, finishes. It's about 94 pages long. There's also a lot of town history and what those areas were actually, how they started. Many is working class or middle class housing, so super interesting. Also for anyone who's interested in knowing the difference between your Victorian and your Second Empire, all that stuff, mansard roofs. There's a lot in there, and certainly while the goal is for their evaluation within historic districts, there's a ton of inspiration for anyone looking to rehabilitate properties throughout the town. They've collaborated a lot with the River Center, and will even be creating a small, like a trifold for the business owners who might be doing work. It's nuanced, so they differentiate between rehabilitation, restoration, and also it does leave guidance for properties within those districts that might be non-contributing, meaning non-historic at that time. So well worth coming out if you're interested in that and reading through it. If it's not online yet, it should be very soon for review. And certainly then it's going to make its way to planning and then to us. Thank you.
You know, following that, Christina, you put a lot of work in there, and I just want to being the first one in line behind you, congratulate you. I mean, that's an accomplishment that you're at that point, because that's about 2 years worth of work. So thank you for taking that on behalf of the community and for the Historic Preservation Committee for all their work. I look forward to the presentations. I don't really have anything, but I am going to say this. We got the Basie. They're putting out their Hall of Fame, so I'm calling my shot. I'm going to start my. I'm going to be writing to Adam that the Bouncing Souls, most influential band in the state of New Jersey as far as nurturing young talent, inclusive of young Red Bank musicians for the past 35 years. They belong on the Walk of Fame, and I am going to start pushing for that. I mean, they might not be as well known as Springsteen, but there's very few that have taken more people out of along with them for the ride, from the basements in New Brunswick to the headline in the Stone Pony Summer Stage and around the world. I'm proud that they're from Asbury Park, but really that they're from also connected to Red Bank the way they are. They've helped a lot of friends and family. Nancy has laryngitis and she sent me her notes, so I'm switching. I am now Nancy. And, Mr. Cassidy, I am asking for you to read these comments as the best looking member of the council. She would like to say special thanks to Easy Ride for having the Learn to Ride program last Monday. 16 young children worked hard to manage riding without training wheels. We are proud of their achievements and thank River Center for providing the perfect slope on Broad Street. Laura Janone and I out there cheering the kids on. Wishing everyone a happy Labor Day weekend.
Dogs don't have larynx
Thank you.
at all. No.
Thank you, Nancy and Dave. Hey, Ben, you got anything?
Parks and Rec, I don't have a report this month other than to say that a couple members can no longer serve, so we'll have to find some new members for Parks and Rec, so I guess we'll work on that, see who's applied or whatever. And then, I did go to the schools this month. I went to the rural schools and I went to Red Bank Regional Schools. I didn't get to the charter school, so I'll make sure to try to get there in September. Charter school trustee meeting. And I actually wanted to comment, Mr. Boku has left, but I will comment anyway, that I am always interested in any affordable housing organization that can come in here and do 100% or a high percentage of affordable housing that's been made here. I mean, one that I've spoken to even recently, the one in town, they're looking for capital and money. Then, you know, Red Bank's an expensive place to buy property and build it. Yes, I do agree with him about doing more to keep Red Bank affordable. And that is my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Laura?
Animal welfare, I already mentioned that they had donated 1,836 pounds of pet food. I mean, they have a beautiful litter. Our big thing that's coming up with animal welfare is Dog Days. That'll be September 6th at River Side Park from 11 to 4. There's gonna be prizes, music, activities. There are gonna be dogs there to adopt, dog rescues and adoptable dogs there. So it's really gonna be a big fun day. I think we have like 20 tables, vendor tables there too. So that'll be really nice. So they've been working hard on that. The library, we didn't have a meeting in August, but I did get a report from Candace. It seems like things are moving along. The elevator's working. There's just one little problem with it, but it's working. It's a great thing. And they're going to be closed for Labor Day. And they'll be having their townwide yard sale is coming up on Saturday, September 3rd, 9 to 2. So 13th, I'm sorry. And if anybody wants to register for that, you can register online at the library. They're also doing their strategic plan survey, which is also online at the library. And they're having their dance fitness tomorrow before they close for the Labor Day weekend. And I think that's it for them. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Red Bank is gonna have its first pop culture festival, which is on the same day as the townwide yard sale. So it's a great day for people to come to town and search for great treasures at yard sales and then go to a pop culture festival the same day. So that's both on September 13th. The Pop Culture Festival does have a rain date of September 14th. There's more information on that on River Center's social media websites. And Sunday, September 14th, the next day is the Hispanic Heritage Month celebration from 2 to 7 p.m. I just wanted to give a shout out. I know that committee has been meeting a lot and doing a lot of work. So grateful for everything that they're doing there. And then Friday nights in September are going to be Locals Night Out in the Broadwalk. There's going to be a DJ. There's a bunch of other things that Marin is working on, so look out for that. And that's basically all I got. Thanks, Mayor.
I just had several different people over the last week point out to me between the plantings on Broad and Monmouth and the new sidewalks on Monmouth, how nice the town is looking. So it made me feel proud. That's all I got.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, manager's report.
Be quick, Mary. Here we go. I just want to let everybody know that we did start interviews for the deputy public works director. So we kicked that off this week, moving through that process. Also, we had a kickoff meeting with the federal Safe Streets for All grant. The borough is receiving $120,000 worth of $30,000 cash match to come up with a Safe Streets for All plan. We're going to work in conjunction with Monmouth County, who's already started their process, to make sure that we are linking up and have some of the same priorities while having our own as well. I believe Asbury Park is working through this process as well too. We also had the pre-construction meeting for Marine Park out on site this week. So that project is going to be underway within the next 2 weeks, which is very exciting for the borough. I also wanted to recognize tonight you passed resolution and we are in receipt of the Division of Community Affairs $75,000 grant for multilingual outreach services. This will be a project that the borough works through from September through the end of the year, working with Civic Operations Group to make sure that we reach the community in total with multilingual representatives to help us as well, to make sure that we get this borough provides out to everybody along with the services that the county and state provides as well. All the different programs that residents can take advantage of. Also happy to announce that I authorized a purchase order with a vendor on state contract for capital upgrades to the council chambers here for the audio visual components.
All night.
So, you know, we have a couple plans in place for TVs on this side facing the dais for presentations.
The microphones.
Microphones, TVs on that side, facing the audience to make the ease of watching things a lot easier and sound quality a lot better, along with our recording capabilities and just better interaction and interoperability. And I wish everybody a great Labor Day weekend.
That's, by the way, amazing, Mayor. How long have you been hearing complaints about the audio on this? 10 years at least, Kate?
We also can't hear you.
Forever, ever.
Failing right now.
I do have to say that in Jim's like. Almost immediately when he got here, he got the owl. Which was also remarkable and it was a sign of things to come. So I'm very pleased.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a major improvement, like.
Do we have a?
Yeah, in that case, yes, we do.
We do.
Just for a very short.
Well, then I want to wish everyone a happy Labor Day weekend, and can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session?
Make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Hi.
5 minute.
5-minute break.
Public benefit will be discussed pending litigation, the garden at Red Bank versus Red Bank. The executive session will take approximately 10 minutes and we will not take any action following executive session.